Ah, yes, the festival. I was there when it first happened. When my men still had the strength to defend the castle. You were not of much concern back then. You were but another tarnished who foolishly thought they could end the general's reign. Yet you and your fellows stood head and shoulders above the rest. I even watched the end of the duel myself. Tell me, champion of the festival, now that your glory has been had, what is it that you wish for?
I have your gratitude. The celebrations were spectacular. General Rodan met his glorious end, and you tell me about the rot.
Grunts at the mention of Radan. That festival may have been a glorious event for you and your fellows, hero, but for me, it was just another battle for the general's mind. Even in defeat, he stood strong, refusing to give up the fight even for a moment. I don't have the luxury for glory, unlike you and your companions. I have to clean up the pieces. I have to bury the dead.
When I look at your attire, it saddens me because it reminds me of my past days as a jester, of a very small kingdom and a small king. But your attire, very grandiose and colorful, it reminds me of my past.
A jester, you say? Jerren looks Hannes up and down, taking note of his stature and his face. You don't look like the court clown type to me. Tell me, who was this king you used to serve?
He reminds, if you know of the Raigard, the Lord of Blasphemy. Imagine him, but less charismatic, and a lot less refined in his ways.
Ah, Raikard. Yes, I am familiar with the name, though I haven't come across him personally. You said he was less than pleasant. I take it you didn't have any kind feelings towards him after a time of service. A terrible man indeed. Why did he do it? What was his reasoning for such a cruel punishment?
I think he was just looking for an excuse.
How did she react when she was told by the king to kill you? Jerren sighs. The king ordered your spouse to kill you. She was about to do it. But you survived somehow.
But enough of that. I have already mended my past with my brotherly champion of a friend, Blight, who accepted the duel after the Radan's defeat. We battled a long time, spilled our blood to the desert, and I rid of myself of all the anger. But after that, I also had very long talk with Melina, the kindling maiden, who also supported a more of a intellectual discussion on the topic about Eloven, who was my spouse.
Jerren raises an eyebrow at the mention of the Kinder Maiden. You've met the maiden? Interesting. She's a strange woman, isn't she? Very focused on this Elden Lord business.
Very much so. I am myself not too interested of that business, to be honest.
Jerren chuckles. You don't have any interest in Elden Lord business? What is it you are interested in then?
Right now, to talk with you.
Of all people, you've had your fill of glory, I imagine. So now you wish to have a chat with the keeper of a ruined castle. You're quite the character, aren't you?
So are you. I want to tell you, I am studying under the witch Jerren, who has been very helpful to me. And I know what your feelings are towards the woman.
Jerren's expression darkens at the mention of the witch. You study under her, do you? A word of caution, young man. That woman has only her own interests in mind. Be wary of what she tries to put in your head.
I know, she is very persistent about the primal current, whatever it might be. I take it you are against that idea of hers?
Jerren's frown deepens. Yes, I know about it all too well. That current is a dangerous thing. There is much we don't understand about it. And what's more, that woman has an unhealthy obsession with it.
She has actually teach me a very one great magic trick that has been so helpful that I am always grateful for. It is this form of projection that you are speaking with right now. Even that you are sitting on the castle and I'm battling foes far from your location. we can still speak, even though I cannot hurt or be hurt by anything. This is just projection that she uses also.
Jerren's eyes widen in shocked surprise. You mean to tell me that all this is a projection? I suspected magic was at play, but I had no idea it was possible to create something like this. Yes, I will hunt her until the end of time if that's what it takes. That woman is too dangerous to be left alone. Her current and her dolls, they are a threat to us all.
I am not going to help her, but I will hide her from you. If you have problem with that, I will battle you, but honorably, and I will tell you no lies.
Jerren stands for a moment considering the ultimatum from the young man. That's quite a stance you're taking, young one. Protecting a woman, who is an enemy no less. But your offer is generous. I have no desire to fight an honorable man with no malice. You may protect her. He then adds with a grumble, for now at least.
Thank you. I didn't want to fight, and I was very nervous at this moment.
Jerren notices the nervous expression on Hannah's face. Young man, you understand that by protecting that woman you are making yourself an enemy of me, yes?
Yes, but I will tell you that I am not going to help her with her objectives. I am not going to find her the wizards that she wishes to find and return the primal curse. I will just let her be and not interfere, but I will still not allow you to kill her, or I am not going to aid you in this journey. Neutral party, so to speak.
Jerren considers these terms, crossing his arms, I see. You won't help her with her experiments or her goals, but you also won't allow me to kill her. You want to be neutral. I must say, your honor is quite perplexing to me. Would it not be simpler to let me kill her?
Oh yes, but I like her just personally. She is very likable person when you get to know her, even though she's a pretty much a psychopathic.
She might be likable in your eyes, but she is dangerous. Jerren shakes his head, unable to understand why anyone would like the Mad Witch. You said she taught you something useful. Something about a projection. Is that right?
I can take it away with a snap of my fingers. It allows me to learn things from you and other places and maintain the watch even. Or no, actually no. I know that you're present, but I cannot see you. I only hear you, can feel your energy and your hostility and also your honor and resistance to fight. But I cannot see you. My projection only knows itself and sees itself, but cannot directly give all the sights and hearing things to me. It's lacking, but it's enough for my purposes.
Jerren nods, now beginning to understand the magic in play. So it can give you sound and feelings, but you can't see with it. I get the feeling that was done on purpose. If you could see everything that was happening in real time, there'd be no reason for you to show your face, correct?
It would be a powerful weapon of our magic. It would change everything in a warfare, in a politics, everywhere. It would change everything, and it is not fairly used. And I'm intend to keep that way.
A look of grim understanding spreads across Jerren's face. So, that's why she only gave you enough magic to allow this illusion? If she'd given you the whole spell, you could have used it to spy on anyone and anywhere. And you plan on keeping that knowledge away from her. Jerren pauses, considering his next words very carefully. That knowledge is very dangerous, young man. Are you certain you wish to keep such power secret?
Even more so.
Quite loyal to her, aren't you? He studies Hannah's features. There's something behind those eyes. Something fond.
Not that much. Just that I don't wish to see to perish. That amount.
Young man, what do you mean by that?
I just wish to see her perish. That's that amount loyal to her.
Jerren laughs softly, amused by the odd phrasing of the young man's words. I see. Your auto hair, eh? That's quite endearing, young man. I take it you care about this witch quite a lot, don't you?
No, not that much.
Jerren smirks, clearly not buying it. No? I highly doubt that. You may not admit it, but I can see it in your face, young man. You care for her.
I care about many people. I'm very likable, and I like them.
Jerren laughs heartily, nodding his head. Oh, that I have no doubt about. You're a very likable young man, but I can tell there is a certain fondness for the witch in particular. You've grown quite attached to her, haven't you?
Please stop saying that. Or are you jealous?
Jerren shakes his head, amused by the statement. Jealous? No, I have nothing to be jealous of. It's just quite endearing to see a young man so hopelessly attached to that woman.
This is kind of frustrating because I'm trying to be honest, but this old man doesn't seem to let this thing off. If I must say that who I like Leda, the Needle Knight, follower of Mikuela. Is that enough of a reason to say that I don't get that much of Selen?
Jerren raises an eyebrow, intrigued. Leda. And Mikuela, you say? Interesting. You don't usually hear about followers of those two. Jerren chuckles softly. Very well, young man. I will refrain from selling now. But if I may ask, why are you so fond of those two?
I'm fond of Leda, and she's fond of Mikuela, and she's following him, so by following her, I follow him.
Jerren laughs softly, finding Hannah's explanation amusing. I see. So you're following Leda to follow Mikuela? Sounds quite roundabout if I say so myself.
Yes, and I am going to go to the Land of Shadows. I think the place is pretty neat, but I want more strength before going in.
Jerren is taken aback for a moment. The Land of Shadows? He crosses his arms, giving Hannes a searching look. Tell me, young, what is in the Land of Shadows that has you so eager to go there?
Everybody keeps asking about that. Is it so hard to understand? Don't you want to go?
Jerren stares at Hannes, considering his words. Curiosity is a dangerous thing, young man. The Land of Shadows is a place of great mystery and magic. The things you may find there. Let's just say you don't want to run into the wrong things while you're there. You say you have the Airtree's blessing and immortality. Are you saying you can't die, young man?
No Tarnished can die, but they do eventually when they lose the will to reincarnate. When they lose their will, they will be devoured by the Airtree and be reborn long time after. But I have the powerful will to abuse that power. That simple trick that Airtree gives every Tarnished. I'm just more tenacious, so to speak.
Welcome.
Jerren nods his head, beginning to understand. I see. So you aren't truly immortal. But still, you maintain a very tenacious will. You said you have the blessing of the Airtree. Was that a gift, or something you yourself obtained?
Every Tarnished has the blessing of the Airtree, do they not?
Jerren shakes his head. No, not necessarily so. The blessing of a great rune is a boon to any Tarnished, that much is true. But many lack the willpower to use it properly.
Ah, I see. Well, this was an interesting topic of myself, but I would be interested of you. I haven't much talked to you. Can you tell me more about yourself, your history with Radan, with this place before it was blown to hell by the rot?
Jerren smirks, leaning back against the railing of the wall. You want to hear of my history with the General, eh? He thinks for a moment, before beginning. Very well, young man, allow me to tell you. He settles in, preparing to tell a long tale.
Continue.
Jerren takes a deep breath before continuing his tale. As you may know, I have been the head of Redmane Castle even before Commander Radan and his forces returned from their campaign into Caelid. But what you may not know is that my history with the General goes quite a bit deeper than simply being his loyal head of castle.
Please, continue.
Jerren nods his head. Continuing on, the General and I met when we were both quite young. Before Caelid, before the Shattering. From the start, we were two very different people. Radan was brash, loud, fearless, and extremely impulsive. I, on the other hand, was more reserved, careful, and always focused on the grander goal.
I like that story already. Please continue, my
Jerren chuckles softly before continuing on. Despite our personalities, the two of us quickly became fast friends. Wherever Radahn went, I followed, watching out for him every step of the way. And over the years, the more things changed, the more we realized that we truly needed each other.
That's why you have been loyally maintaining and creating new festivals in hopes to get Radahn be defeated in honorable battle.
Jerren's expression darkens for a moment. Yes, that is correct. But my intentions are more than just for honorable defeats. I also want Radahn to come back to his senses. His gaze hardens. The general has grown far too feral since the battle with Melania. He has lost so much of his control since then. I have my doubts of the extent of his madness.
Tell me, would you mind if I were the one who brings end to the Morg, Lord of Blood?
Jerren gives Hannes a look of surprise. Are you seriously asking if I would be opposed to a Lord of Blood? Of course, I would not let you do that. The idea alone is blasphemous. You cannot bring him into the world.
I ask, are you against the idea if I were to kill him?
Jerren gives a confused look. Kill whom? The Lord of Blood? He pauses, considering the idea. You'd be doing the world a favor if you did that. He is an evil man, that much is certain. His followers are bloodthirsty killers, spreading madness everywhere. And the Lord of Blood himself? There is no doubt in my mind he is far more deranged than any of them.
People say he's a victim because he has been charmed.
Jerren pauses for a moment. Considering this, I admit, if the Lord of Blood was, by some slim chance, actually ensnared by Mikael and forced to kidnap the young man, I still would not pity him or his followers. His gaze darkens. It is not a man's circumstances, but his actions that define them. And the Lord of Blood's actions are nothing less than evil. Stares at Hannes, shocked by his words. You would do that. But why? Why so eager to see the general freed?
It is Mikael's plan, but I'm working towards that goal by eliminating the objects and people needed. Because they also serve my plan to get more strength. Two goals that work align very well, nothing more.
Jerren rubs his chin, considering this information carefully. 2 goals? What, pray tell, is your other goal?
I want to collect our great runes.
Jerren gives Hannes a confused look. The great runes. You plan on collecting all of the great runes?
I think I have the power and means to do it, eventually. But it's hard work, and I have already slain Godric the Crafted, Radahn, as you know, and stolen rune from the Renala of the Blue.
You already have the great runes of Godric and Renala? How? Do you realize how difficult it is to claim those runes? He crosses his arms, looking at Hannes carefully. And you even stole Renala's great rune for yourself. How did you manage to claim such a thing?
It was on an object in an egg. It wasn't in her. I didn't need to slay her mortal body, unlike I need to do to Godric.
Jerren's expression grows thoughtful once more. Is that so? To take Renala's rune without slaying her, that is rather impressive. He looks at Hannes and at Godric. How did you claim his great rune?
By slaying his mortal body, but I spared his soul and his mind. He is alive in a form of great rune. The great rune that I prioritize over others and hold on my heart still.
Jerren looks at him in shock. You spared Godric? Why? Why not kill that spineless coward and claim his rune for your own?
I have claimed his rune, but he is still alive.
Jerren shakes his head, clearly surprised by all this. I don't think I'll ever understand why you would spare such a pitiful creature. He is nothing but a sniveling coward, only clinging to life because of his lust for power.
I pity him.
Jerren gives him a surprised look. You pity him. Of all people, you pity Godric the Golden? Why? Why pity such a despicable coward?
I just do. And I did. And actually befriended the bastard. And got him to admit that I would be one of the tarnished he would like to see live.
Jerren looks at Hannes incredulously. You made friends with Godric, that cowardly little wisp of a man, and he actually admitted to wanting you to live. How?
Being very crazy and polite. Insane man.
Jerren gives him a confused look. Polite? Being polite does not work with cowards such as him. And you say you're very crazy and insane. What do you mean by that?
We did actually talk a lot of shit towards each other, and I was annoying him also. I was not entirely polite, but I was polite when it needed to be done, and I was annoying him just by humble and heroic I was, and I rubbed that in.
Jerren laughs softly, amused by the description. So you basically acted extremely cocky, all while being pleasant and humble at points.
Yes. Over dramatically. I didn't let him to actually annoy me to the point of breaking my character.
Jerren grins softly, more and more amused, and that actually worked. You, acting over dramatically, is what got him to admit to even liking you?
I think I wanted to do it to see if I could.
Jerren laughs heartily at this. You just wanted to do it to see if could? You wanted to try and befriend the cowardly demigod who was hated by all just to see if you could?
Yeah, pretty much. And I have been judgmental and more hostile towards characters who are far more morally good than him. Funny enough, I'm a hypocrite.
Jerren rolls his eyes, but remains amused by this young man you, being judgmental of morally good people, yet befriending the cowardly Godric. What an ironic thing indeed.
Is this problem for you?
Jerren shakes his head. No, not a problem. It just amuses me, that's all. A young man, a humble jester, befriending the cowardly Godric, and judging morally good people. It's all very strange.
I think the Falling Star Beast, by the way, right now.
You're fighting the Falling Star Beast. Why? And why now?
I am in the caves collecting stones, and I was powerful enough to pretty much handle it quickly.
Jerren's eyes widen at the statement. So you're saying that you're going to take on the beast right now? And you think you're strong enough to defeat it quickly?
Already did.
Jerren's expression turns to surprise. You already defeated it?
While we were talking.
Jerren is left speechless for a moment. You defeated the beast while we were talking? He looks at Hannes in awe. How in the name of the Erdtree did you manage that?
Like I said, I abused the immortality that I was given. I have gained a lot of strength. Great amount of strength. I am not mere tarnished. I am worthy of a lord. Title of a lord. More or less. Even more than demigods that I have slain.
Jerren remains stunned by the words he is hearing. So, you're saying that you are not only not a normal Tarnished, but you even surpass the demigods? And you have gained this strength by repeatedly abusing your immortality? This is getting more and more strange. Jerren rubs his chin deep in thought. So, let me make sure I am understanding all this correctly. You, a humble young jester, not only have gained insane strength from abusing your immortality, but you have also been given great foresight by some mysterious spirit.
I know of this spirit now, after I talked with Melina. Because she mentioned that thing, I didn't notice or care to explain or ask anything more. But by the way she was speaking, as if she was interacting with some outsider force related to me, who I do not know. I presume this is a spirit of something of great knowledge or power that has chosen me. I'm a chosen target. If I were alone, truly alone, I would have probably given up after, let's say, 5 deaths. Because it takes its toll. And I would have become a fertilizer for the Erdtree.
Jerren looks at him with a thoughtful expression. So you are saying that some unknown force has taken an interest in you, and is the reason why you have not only become so strong, but have gained an insane amount of willpower. He shakes his head, thinking over all this. So you have been chosen, and this unknown force is the reason you have not given up. Strange, very strange indeed.
It feels like I don't even care.
Die to rats. Die to rats. And you are proud enough of that fact that you tell it to everyone. He shakes his head, amused. You certainly are a strange young man, Hannes. Jerren cannot help but laugh at this. You actually used that to get runes from that scoundrel Patches?
Yes, actually, I got him to give me quite plenty of runes just telling my stories and being very obnoxious about it.
Jerren gives a hearty laugh. You actually used your defeat by rats as a way to get more runes. I can't decide if you're very brave or incredibly stupid.
I don't care. That is probably one of the blessings that I have gained from the spirit. I don't think I suffer enough trauma from the deaths and sufferings I have experienced in lands between, and I'm pretty casual and free for pain and mental trauma. I think it is some kind of blessing of immunity or something.
Jerren chuckles softly, entertained by this immunity from pain and trauma. Truly, you are blessed by whatever force has taken an interest in you.
Not everything. I have been challenged, I have been hurt, I have been grieved, and I doubt myself all the time. My heart is filled with fear and doubt.
Jerren looks at him, his expression growing slightly serious. You still feel fear? Despite all you have told me about the gods you have slain and the forces of the cosmos that seem to favor you, you still feel fear, doubt.
Yes.
Jerren looks at him curiously, and why is that? You have told me how much power you have gained. Why are you still afraid?
Rather than speaking of that, please continue your story. When you knew Radan, when you knew about this place before it was blown to hell by a rot.
Jerren pauses for a few moments, staring off into the distance as he remembers the simpler days before the Scarlet Rot. Ah, those were better days indeed. I knew of Carrier Manor before all this, yes. Long before it was destroyed.
I know. But please keep it going.
Jerren gives a soft grumble before continuing. Carrier Manor. Long before the Scarlet Rot came, the manor was a beautiful place. Home to the Carrion Royals and the Academy of Raya Lucaria.
Continue.
Jerren rubs his chin, his expression growing weary as he continues. The Royals, they were rather pompous, of course. But the Academy was beautiful to behold. So many great sorcerers, so much research into the primeval current and glintstone.
What is prime current? What is it actually about?
Jerren gives him a surprised look. You don't know what the primeval current is?
I don't.
Jerren shakes his head, surprised. The primeval current is hard to explain. It's something every sorcerer aspires to learn about, or at least learn to use. The primeval current is magic in its purest form. Primal, powerful magic that very few sorcerers have ever been able to successfully access.
Intelligence and sorcery doesn't have a place in my repertoire.
You rely heavily on faith, dexterity, and strength. But you are a confessor. Confession is more of an intelligence-based kind of magic.
That's a funny thing to say, but yeah, I accept that.
Jerren sighs softly, staring at Hannes. You're an odd fellow, aren't you? Religious, faithful, yet not using any of the magic that your faith entails. Instead, you are a strong fighter, relying on physical force rather than magic from the faith that you follow. It's all rather curious.
I became faith-based, not out of the religion. It's more of a personal faith.
Jerren raises an eyebrow, intrigued by this personal faith. You mean to say that you have gained faith not because of religion, but by your own beliefs?
By something very abstract, very hard to articulate.
Jerren stares at him with a curious expression. Something very abstract you cannot articulate? What would that be? How can you have faith in something so abstract you cannot even think of words to describe it?
I think everyone lives a life worthy of a great book, but only one part of us can only get the lightest amount of things that our brains and our minds could produce every day, every minute, and gather them into the words and articulation. it requires a great skill actually gather the information of your mind and put them into words.
Jerren gives an understanding nod. So what you are saying, if I am understanding this correctly, is that it is very difficult to put into words everything that your mind has gathered, what you have seen, felt, lived through, that you have faith in something you cannot even begin to explain, because you cannot put all of your thoughts into words.
Or if I would, it would become something lesser and based.
Jerren stares at him, a puzzled look on his face. Something lesser and based. You mean that if you were to try and explain this abstract thing you have faith in, it would become lessened, become inferior through your words?
Yes. I lack the capability to give justice to things that hold me together.
Jerren thinks on this, understanding what Hannes is saying. So, you are unable to properly put into words the things that keep you together, give you strength. This abstract thing that you have faith in. It is holding on to a part of you as a person, holding you together in some way.
I also like to think of myself even deeper thinker. And I'm afraid to actually tell about my thoughts and be criticized. That could be also the case, even though I don't think so.
Jerren laughs softly. So you think of yourself as a thinker, huh? And you are afraid of being criticized for your thoughts. Which is why you don't talk about them often?
It also could be the answer.
Jerren looks at him, amused by his answer. So, if I am understanding this correctly, you think of yourself as a thinker. Someone who thinks quite deeply about things. And because you do not want to be criticized, you decide not to talk about your thoughts?
Or I don't wish to engage the battles of mind and articulation about my personal feelings and topics. I rather keep those things between me and my most closest troops.
Jerren laughs softly. You would rather keep your thoughts and feelings to yourself and those close to you, and do not wish to get involved with people who you think may wish to debate or argue with you.
I do that if I must, but I don't engage or look for those conflicts. I don't judge those who do. More power to them, but that's just not what I do.
Jerren nods in agreement. So you're saying that if you're forced into an intellectual conflict, you will argue, that you choose not to look for these types of situations. You don't judge those who do, but you yourself do not actively search for these debates and confrontations.
I'm trying to run after the white scarab that is rolling invisibly and very fast with my torment.
Jerren gives a confused grunt, not understanding the reference. You are running after something. Something that cannot be seen? What in the name of the Erd Tree are you talking about?
You know those bug things that gather some kind of white large balls and roam around with them? That always has something valuable in.
Jerren nods, understanding what Hannes is referring to. Oh, I see you are referring to the scarab beetles that wander around the lands between. So, you are saying you're trying to chase after them? Really? You do understand that they are impossible to catch, right? You're basically just chasing after an invisible ball of white.
Yes, and I decide to stay a place and wait when it comes to me.
Jerren chuckles softly, amused by the logic. You decided to wait in one place instead, huh? So you think the beetle will come and find you, instead of you chasing it around?
Yes. Yes, it is coming. It is coming. Just a moment. No, I missed.
Jerren laughs loudly, amused by this odd young man. You actually have that much patience? Are you certain you won't get bored and just start chasing after the beetles?
I'm fighting the urge right now, dude. Dear sir, I am fighting the urge to run after it.
Jerren laughs loudly, a huge grin on his face. You really struggle that hard to hold the urge to chase that thing? I can't remember the last time I've seen someone get this worked up over a giant invisible beetle.
Damn it. It's It passed me still. I need to fight another round.
Jerren laughs again. So you're still playing this game of being patient and waiting for the beetle to come to you?
Yes. Yes. It is coming. Now, timing is everything.
Jerren shakes his head, a smirk on his face as he is greatly amused by this. Oh my, you're still going at it, huh? And you're not bored or tired yet.
I got it. I got the Ash of War, Flame of Red Manes. You possess that, don't you?
Jerren nods in understanding. Yes, I know of whom you speak. That witch Seleuvis, the one who plots against Rani. You say you have battled me while in my quest to hunt her?
Seleuvis is a dude and a puppet man, but I wasn't talking about him. Sellen is different than Seleuvis. Sellen.
Jerren nods in understanding Lewis, the puppet in the tower.
What the
Right, I thought you were talking about him.
Idiot.
But now I see you mean Seleuvis, Rani's teacher and advisor.
Jesus Christ, fuck. You're frustrating me. I stopped talking with you. You are welcome. You can talk to Hannes. I am done with you, Mr. Jerren. Narrative is out.
Looks at Hannes in confusion, huh? What are you going on about?
What? What do you mean? Hannes asks, oblivious to the whole conversation.
Jerren is amused by the sudden change of character. Don't play with me, you know what I'm referring to. You just suddenly switched back from narrative to yourself.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Jerren rubs his temples, trying to understand what just happened. What do you mean, what am I talking about? You just had your whole narrative entity situation. That's what I'm talking about.
Is the narrative the spirit I was spoken about?
Jerren gives a confirming nod. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That spirit you speak of. The one that you say you have faith in, as much as it can be called faith. The narrative entity, whatever it may be.
Oh, I don't have faith in him. I have faith on myself and something abstract. But I also think I know that the thing is related to Friendship Flame somewhat. Because Melina was very worried when she was talking about that thing. And she was talking about the Friendship Flame a lot.
Jerren rubs his chin, thinking, that's very interesting. Melina was concerned about this entity, this narrative, and it's related to the frenzied flame?
I clap my hands because you are the first one actually saying it correctly. Everyone else has always said friendship flame because they don't hear my words correctly.
And chuckles softly. Yes, I noticed others have misunderstood you, thinking you spoke of the friendship flame. But what you really meant to say was frenzied flame, correct? Yes, you need to enunciate better. Frenzied and friendship are two different words. Make sure you say the right one.
I try, dude, I try, but this is not my first language, so it always causes me trouble.
Jerren nods, understanding the issue. Ah, I see. Your native language is not the standard tongue used here. That could cause some difficulty with pronunciation.
It does.
There's a sympathetic nod, I understand. If I may ask, what is your native tongue?
Finnish.
Jerren's face lights up with interest. Oh, Finnish. I've heard a little about that language. So you grew up in Finland, correct?
Yes, but enough of that. It is not that interesting thing in this relation, but yeah.
Jerren laughs softly at the change of pace. No, it's actually quite interesting. I have not met one from the land of Finland before. But if you would rather talk about something else, I understand. Jerren is surprised by this statement. Radahn will rise again? And Lord Mohg's blood flame is the key in bringing him back?
Yes.
I am interested in this information. To know that his recovery may be possible is something I have longed to hear.
Yes. Absolute certainty.
Jerren's eyes widen. That's quite something. You have the certainty of this information from your narrative, saying it will come to be for sure?
I will be going actually talking to Sellen right now. honest.
Jerren is confused by this statement. Excuse me. You're going to see Selen?
Yes. I'm heading there right now.
Jerren stares, trying to understand. Wait, why are you going to go see Selen?
Why not?
Jerren shakes his head. I don't know. It just seems odd for you to go see her. He pauses for a moment, thinking, why are you going to go see Selen? For what purpose?
I don't think she's going to plan to stay in her current place, but I need to talk with her before she moves out.
Jerren raises an eyebrow. You know that she's leaving her current place? How do you know this?
Another thing that I have knowledge of. I know where some people are going, what their fates hold. And it has given me more of a...
Jerren looks at him curiously, this abstract way of thinking. And the knowledge you speak of, this is all from the help of the narrative, correct?
Yes, there is a little problem now. I don't know what is it currently, but yeah.
Jerren looks at him, confused. Vado. What do you mean, Vado? It's understanding. I see. You need to investigate something. A little thing. He pauses. Do you need help with this little thing?
You cannot help me with this thing. Sorry. I think I did what I could, or I need to stop talking with you and return shortly after I go to Roundtable Hold. But who knows, maybe we can just continue this.
Jerren looks at him curiously. I cannot help you. Really?
No, sorry, you cannot help me in this situation. It is something different that you know of or should know of.
I'm not sure I understand what you're asking.
I think it's fine. There is a little disconnection.
Jerren looks concerned. A disconnect. Is everything all right?
I don't know, man. It's lag.
Jerren looks at him, completely baffled. Lag? You mean lag as in technological lag? Connection issues?
Yeah, that.
Jerren rubs the back of his head. This is just downright bizarre. You're lagging? In an actual conversation? That's impossible. Despite the overall confusing exchange, Jerren chuckles at this. You mean you have control of the lag?
Yes. Or it doesn't bother me anymore. It's fine. Everything is fine.
Jerren rolls his eyes. Yes, of course, we are all aging, but I was assuming that you mean in an accelerated rate.
Ah, no.
Jerren sighs. Good. Don't freak me like that next time, all right?
I am sure, I'm sorry, but it is actually outside force that has compelled me to make this decision. It is not fault of yours. This is just a certain thing that I need to fix or let myself to take care of. Sorry. Yes. I hope you have a very pleasant day.
Jerren is still a bit bummed, but he accepts Hannah's decision to leave you as well, good sir. Have safe travels. Maybe we can talk later.
And if not, this has still been very great experience.
Jerren agrees with a slight smile, I must say. It's been a unique experience talking with you. I hope to see you again someday.
We stopped recording and I will just restart my computer and let it rest.